Go for it.
Okay.
Hello.
Let's just get the links to. Do you want to do the sharing? Do you want to share the links?
Yeah. What do I do? How do I do it?
Okay, I'll do it. It's all right. I got it.
Talking to me, yeah.
Have you seen? Look how sore my lip is. It's like.
Oh, you poor
swollen.
thing.
It's really funny. I think the throat chakras are majorly activating, and the dragon energies are as well. That's
my
why
God.
you got sore throat. Arch has got a bad lip as well.
And it was all about the red dragon energy. And remember I saw the blue and the red one?
Yeah.
I was like, hi everyone. Is anyone watching us?
I'm just going to share the link everywhere. Come on. It's hard work. What do we look like on YouTube? Let's just have a quick look, see what we look like. Live. Are we there?
Scary probably for me. Sorry, I'm not very well.
Yeah.
People. I'm sorry if I croak like a frog as well half time.
Okay, so it's on mute and the chat is on. Okay, amazing. Hey everyone.
Hey everyone. I love you with your straight hair. It looks very nice.
Oh, it looks a bit grey. How are you feeling?
Croaky.
Croaky. There is a lot of upgrades happening right now, and we're getting a lot of throat chakra.
I came prepared this time. Sorry.
Oh, bless you. You bought your toilet roll.
Okay, yeah.
I'm also realizing that if there's any density stuck in any places, it's going to manifest instantly now. So, for example, if you're not saying what you want to say, straight away you are going to get it's because we manifest instantly. So, you know, if you're feeling bad, low emotions, you're going to get lower back pain. If you're not speaking your truth, it's going to manifest as something in your throat.
The magic dragon.
Yeah. Oh, hey, love. Go on, Nick.
Talking about manifesting. So I try and sing my little girl some nice songs at bedtime, and I'm trying to sing like old lullaby type things that I remember. And I'm like, which ones do I remember? And I was like, oh, I wonder if I remember like Puff the Magic Dragon. Anyway, so I made some. Oh no, we looked it up. We looked it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh no, we looked up on Google. That was it. The lyrics. And we sang the song Puff the Magic Dragon. Well, for 2 days, I could not get this song out of my head, like over and over. Fun. But this was unusually so, right? And then I get on something on the internet, and Puff the Magic Dragon was there, and I was just like, I've manifested.
The dragon energies.
Well, yeah, that I was thinking that, but I was just thinking the message I got was, when you pay anything attention, it kind of, especially a song, if you pay a song attention, you find it might stick in your brain.
Yeah.
And it was almost like the angels were torturing me with this song. It was going over and over my head so much. And I was like, just, trying to stop the monkey chatter. And then I was like, oh my God, no, why didn't I just put something in there that I want in there? I was going, so I literally am now saying, Nasara for everyone, Nasara for everyone. I'm like making up ditties and just going, put it to good use. Because after I got that Puff the Magic Dragon appear again, I was like, oh, that just goes. And that was after 2 days or day and a half or whatever.
Amazing. So that is a perfect, I've got a lot of energy coming through right now, and I have to share this. This is from Mother of All Creation. And then it leads on perfectly from Nikki's message to the message afterwards. So before we go on, like, me and Nick are always nicey. We're always really nice, but this is a really important message, because if you call yourself awakened or in the heart or whatever, if you call yourself a light worker, in these moments, if you aren't doing what you're meant to be doing, you are going to be reshuffled. I received the message that the 144, half of the 144 are in the etheric, and they're just about to join us with the change that we have in March, with the planets coming in. The other half of these light beings are coming in, and they're excited. They want to work. They want to show up. They want to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I have to do that. I know I'm here for a reason. It isn't like, oh, I'm going to do a bit of human life and a bit of spirituality. It's like, oh yeah, I've been triggered. Oh, I'm just going to go. No, it's not fucking like that. I'm really sorry. But it's like, you have this role for a reason. You are awakened for a reason. You are not like whatever you've been told by the cabal, the ego. You are not like a weak being who is like drowning in their dysfunction. You are powerful. You are here to change the planet, like change the world. You have so much power in your head, in your heart, wrong words, out of the head, into the heart. They said that to the reason for a reason. All egos out removed. And I just feel like there is beings about to join us. These are young. They're going to be put in vessels which are younger. They are going to be looking for you. They need you to be like, I've been on the path for a moment and now I have the strength to stand up so that they can find the light, so that we can all do it all together. The amount of light that will be on this planet will be massive. So it is not, if you think it's an option, this light working is an option, I'm not going to lie, your reality might change and you might suddenly find that you've gone a little bit backwards. You are meant to be. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened in all of creation, ever. Like ever. If you're not excited, if you're not consciously transforming, if you're not in gratitude, if you are not like doing what you can do, like I've seen many things happen in an instant. Anything can change. You have such a power and such an important role.
Can I give it a little a further
17 on the clock
or whatever?
Yeah, go on.
I feel like this is almost like something happens, and I'm not like you with the energy stuff. I learn, but I don't get it. I get it in different ways, as you know. But I feel like there's this almost breakthrough for the planet where we are seeing the exact reflection of our resonance. So if you're putting it out, you're gonna get it good. If you're not, exactly. And it's not the judgment thing, it's you get what you give thing. You talk, I need the tissue, sorry.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, and it's exactly what Nikki's saying. You choose. If you are showing up, putting out the love, you're going to get an incredible reality. If you're not, you're just going to get a repeated shitty one. That sounds so harsh, but it's really true. And
well, it's our input, right? We've got no one, I don't want to use this word, we've got no one else to blame. We can't blame anyone because this is what we've been producing all this time. But as we ascend, as we go to the fifth, your production is reflected back to you almost immediately. So it's almost like you're walking around looking in a mirror and your thoughts are that mirror.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you're going to get what you work for, what you worked on. And if it's not much, then can't complain, sort of thing.
And I know that we're seeing these shifts, like today, Nick and I have been guided to start a different group. It's called the Galactic Light Center Light Workers Circle. We're going to talk about it in another video. And, I was guided to cut the other group because there was 80 beings in there and 5 people were participating. And I'm not going to lie, for the biggest thing that's ever happened in all of creation, 5 people, those 5 people have, or however many I've reached out to, there's other people invited. Those people have been noted by God, by creation, for showing up, for participating. It is so simple. Like the option of the 5th dimension or just kind of your reality. What do you choose? Like heaven or just like kind of stay in pain and suffering? Like, do you just push yourself that little bit more to change the whole world? Surely that's the biggest gift, right?
This is why I think it's so important we do what we do, because we are showing people on a practical level how we are able to offer a solution as to, some people we know, bless them, God bless them, thank God for them, are saying, I'm doing everything, but I'm still not getting whatever I'm really after. What am I doing wrong? And you can sum it up in so many ways, but, it's that if you don't go within, you go without, period. If you're not investing in yourself, to heal, to align, to grow, it will not manifest itself on the outside. It's purely reflections. It's like, I want to say it's pure science, if that makes sense. It's not about being judged at all. It's just about whether you've if you've put the ingredients in that cake and you've taken your care and you've selected you and you kept your eye on the oven and gone, going to be a great cake. It's going to be a great, little reward at the end. So
It's a choice, isn't it? Like we are being given choices. You can choose to be like me and Nick, and these energies have definitely, I've been having to push myself to be a slightly better person. I know I've definitely failed at moments, and we're going to talk about this shortly, but it
But you
is
have
just
the,
been,
yeah,
oh,
we'll talk about it in a minute.
I'll talk about it in a minute, but I feel that it's so important just to go, I don't want to do that, but I'm just gonna, just that tiny little bit of effort, it can be the biggest thing ever, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I'm really
oh
getting the
God.
angels. I'm really getting pings on this unconditional love. What does it look like today? What is being unconditional loving? Because I'm very much the sort of person, if you don't know what or how can you do what you're meant to do, sort of thing. You know, you need those practical skills, practical techniques, practical know-how. So
Yeah,
important. And it's like, well, what does unconditional love? We know that unconditional love is the highest vibration you can get. Gratitude, same thing. Gratitude and unconditional love are two words for the same thing.
yeah,
Um, Trust, same thing. You know, again on a different sort of face of it, but it's the same sort of vibe. So that's faith, same word as trust. So if you are, oh, my brain's gone blank. If you're right, this unconditional love, if we want to get to the highest place imaginable, and we're all kind of a bit feeling in the dark with this because this has never happened before, but we know enough to know what to do and how to do it. So
yeah,
this unconditional love, what does it look like in today's life, real living life? And I've been thinking a lot about this, and it's about balance and harmony, having done your healing on the inside. You'll, like you said the other day, you'll never be healed forever because there'll always be new things coming up because there's always new growth coming up. So there'll always be, oh, you know, you might, you know, wibble and wobble and fall, but you pick yourself back up, you carry on. And there'll always be these new experiences to expand into.
yeah,
But if you just stick with that unconditional love, compassion,
yeah,
compassion, justify everyone else's actions. Why? How can I give them compassion? How can I change their behaviors? How can I'll say this properly? How can I justify their behavior to give them compassion? Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they're really going through it. Maybe they're having a really tough time of this. Just give them compassion. Give ourselves compassion. What we put in comes out, you know, all of that really. So yeah.
and you're right. It is. So I really had to say that. It was so strong where it was coming through, but it is like, what are we meant to be doing? And love is so simple. So all you're meant to do is be happy, be a good person, be kind, show up, like, you know, kind of be like, I'm grateful for my life. I'm going to do my best today. Do you want to say something, Nick? You just
Yeah,
get this.
no, I also just think asking for help, it's not a weakness. You're connecting, you're reaching out. Every time you ask someone for help and someone can help you, you've just made them feel great. You've
Absolutely.
made yourself feel great. You've made a connection. You've come together. You've allowed love to bloom. And that's really important. So anyone sitting at home going, oh, I don't know what to do, reach out and speak to people, ask for help. And it's not because you don't know or you can't. It's just this world and this situation is a stunningly beautiful, complex puzzle. You're not meant to do it on your own. You're a piece of the puzzle. None of us are on our own. We're a piece of the puzzle. We're meant to click and connect.
For
I
sure.
do love a little analogy.
I just want to say hi to the 6 people watching. We love you. Please
Hello.
just say hi, just comment. That's all you have to do. Go on. So I just before we go any further. So we have Saturn is moving into Pisces on the 7th of March. This is massive. Go on.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Nick's dad. Love that. From the etheric. He'll be here in a minute. We're bridging it.
He's having a party.
He's having a
He's having a
party.
party. Having a right knees up. Sorry to interrupt you, darling.
All right. So when a planet is in the last few degrees, hey love, hey Nancy, we love you. Thank you so much for commenting, everyone. You're showing up for love. So when a planet is in the last few degrees, it's more potent. So the last week, maybe, me and Nick have been getting some tests, and Nick clocked it. She was like, okay, these are Ascension tests. She was like, we're not being punished, these are tests. So Saturn is the planet of like lessons and blessings. So we might be getting a few more tests, particularly if maybe you're Aquarius, because that's where it's been. So I'm an Aquarius. Could be if you're a fixed sign. So Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, or Aquarius, and a water sign. So these tests might show up. So, Nick, when these moments happen, what do we do? What do we do?
Number one, realize they're a test as soon as possible. When you're having it, when you're getting wound up, upset, peed off, whatever it is, the quicker you can go, oh, it's a test, the better. And then all of a sudden you'll know exactly, okay. And we all know, right, this is the quickest way I can say it. Realize it's a test. Ask yourself, what would love do now? That's the quickest way to get there. What would love do now about this? Both to yourself and the other person, if it's relating to another person. And if you're looking at something horrid, like an abusive relationship, let's go something nasty.
Right.
Loving the other person is not letting them continue a negative behavior, especially to another person.
Yeah.
So by saying, no, you can't treat people like that. I'm not going to let you treat people like that. I'm not going to let you treat me like that anymore. That is what love to the other person looks like. So number one, recognize it's a test.
Yeah.
And if you're getting down about it, if you can't snap, I don't like the word snap out of it, but if you can't get happy because you go, oh, there's a gift in this, if you're not in that yet at that place, then try and find out what the problem is, because it's never the presenting problem. It's never what you think it is. So if, let's say you had a fight with, I'm going to say, you had a fight with your boyfriend and you felt like he was being really selfish, right? And you're like, if you say, what's the problem? Okay, you feel like he's being selfish. Okay, why is that a problem? I know it sounds strange to say that, but we've got to dig to find the real problem here, because it's not the presenting problem that's the real issue. So then if you say, well, it's selfish because he should be, we found a should, he should be being as good as I am trying to be in this relationship. Okay, so we found a should. Do you know the facts? Are you assuming anything? Has he had a really bad day? Has something really gone wrong? Is he trying to surprise you with an engagement and it's not quite working out and he's getting really stressed out? What I'm saying is, try and get to the facts and find the bottom statement, the bottom thing that actually it's what it is. And if it's something negative like, I'm not being given enough time or consideration or something like that, then flip it. And you might have to, this is probably the hardest bit about it. Sometimes you might have to try a few different flips before one will resonate. And it might be that maybe you are with somebody who's not good enough in terms of give and take. Maybe you do need to kind of go, is this really for me? There's a gift in there for you. You just have to find it. And if you want help with that, we're going to be doing lots of these sort of examples. If you're happy to contact me and give me a personal, a bit of a story, I will find the gift. I will find the gift for you. But it's basically, how's it going to make you grow? How's it pushing you for change, positive change, or empowerment, or something like that? That's always where it is in the nature of.
The two words, the gift. Maybe that's what we should have behind us, the gift. Yeah. So Hemsky on the chat says, I always seem to realize it's a test afterwards. I think we're all there.
That's what I mean. Try and realize during, and you're like, it flips it straight away, and you know exactly, okay, I want to be, or I know I'm meant to be, or whatever it is. Yeah, it really helps.
Absolutely. And I like you always say, where understanding exists, pain cannot. And I think So many of these tests at the moment, we could almost label them. It's like unconditional love. It's like patience. It's like, I don't know, they're almost like we have the toolbox and we have to just identify. It's like, oh, that one's that. Done this before. I know these. I can do them.
Yeah. It's like what happened with us, wasn't it? Jen and I were basically having this sort of, not debate, we were having a chat, as we do. And Jen was going, oh, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, but blah, 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 blah. And I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And then we're like, oh, this is a test.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
No. First of all, I was like, we just let's be love. Let's be love. We know that's the answer. Let's just be love.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was like, sorry.
No, I'm just agreeing.
I thought I heard a ding or something. Right. And then yeah, you said it was a test, or one of us. Oh no, I said it's a test. No, you came back and said it's a test, and then you came back and said, oh, it's an unconditional love test.
Yeah, it was.
And I was like, boom.
Like, love your friends.
God
No,
is in the room.
your family, your friends, no matter what, you know, like we're all different beings. Like me and Nick are different. But we are the same. We're so close, but we have differences. But that doesn't mean that we can't love each other any less, you know, like.
And if you have a difference of opinion, so this is what was bringing me back to what I was talking about earlier. It's about unconditionally loving somebody who has a difference of opinion, a different way, who doesn't see or agree or align with what you're saying. It doesn't matter. We're all a piece of the puzzle, and every piece of the puzzle has its unique spot and its unique position. No piece is trying to take another person's piece. It won't fit. The puzzle's a really good analogy. Do your thing. If it resonates with you, you do it. And this is a real thing. If you don't do it because you think, oh, you know, people won't like what I'm saying, or none of my friends think the same, or whatever, this is where your authentic self steps up. And you'll know you're being authentic because you'll just burn with this life force inside you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I wanted to make these t-shirts that are like these really aggressive, like, I'll B.A. Baracus and the A-Team, like, be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Rambo, you know what I mean? Like, do yourself love.
I love that. So Hemsky says, I resonate with your first example with a family member. And, you know, we love your comments. We're going to read them out, please, if you have any questions. So I just want to, talk about how when we're having these tests, and we often get our triggers from our brothers and sisters because we're walking each other home into the light, understanding that the higher selves are fully in control is such a neutralizer of the trigger. Understanding, you know, are they mirroring me? Is it the flip? What are they showing? How are they showing me that I'm a divine being? You know, today there was a moment and I realized that that person wasn't doing bad. They were they were rearranging a few things for me, like within my channels and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, how amazing is that they came along with their moment for me, not to be like angry at what they were doing, but for me they came with a message of me to be like, got to shift the energy, got to start something new. So it's always so divinely orchestrated. And, you know, if we can neutralize it straight away, it really helps.
That's the thing. It's like you don't have to feel pain for a second longer than it takes you to go, oh, I don't like that. Notice it. Decide that's not what you'd like. That's not the highest for you. And that's it. That's as much as pain is served. Any more than that, and it is just wasted energy. But it will carry on until you get it. It will carry on until you get it.
Absolutely. So I feel that because we have a lot more light coming into the planet in March, that there have been like more things that we've taken on that maybe aren't within us. Like I've seen so many things coming through me, which I felt such shame for. And I think I took them on because I was going to transform them. But like afterwards, there's so much guilt and shame, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, okay, this is light work. I see it. I'm going to transform it. It is what it is. It's a lower density. It's not attractive. I've done it. I've transformed it. We can move forward. No guilt, no beating myself up, you know, like on to the next. Be back to unconditional love.
There's something in me that really wants to kind of say the fifth dimension is something we create. We don't just walk into it. It's something we create. It has to happen from the heart. It has to go from the heart up into the head, out into the etheric, out into our experience, and back into the heart again. Like a bit like a torrid field. Why I always say that word wrong. Yeah, you know, and I really want to say, this has been going around in my head for days now, so it needs to come out. So it's good that we're live. People put too much importance on the word of God and not the experience of God. You have, which is about be your authentic self, dig deep to find out what you want, what sets you alight. You know, any excuses, no, I don't mean that like that, any obstacles, they're there to be, it's an obstacle. It means it can be moved out of the way. It can be moved around. Maybe it's guiding you somehow.
Yeah.
Find your heaven, because
Yeah.
this is how we co-create heaven on earth. You got to find your heaven, people. No one's going to knock on your door and go, there it is. You got to find it. And you got to, you know, kiss a few frogs before you find your prince, sort of thing. You've got to test and try, find out what resonates. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely feel like, so from the 222 portal, I don't know how many twos I said, probably enough. We were we came across something called the God Cross, and it was about activating our God DNA. And there's so many different ways that we can jump onto the 5D timeline. And one of them is exactly what you were saying, you know, like don't mold to be someone else. Truly follow your path. What resonates with you is you. We are the universe experiencing itself. You know, we are all God. And it's so important to be like, I love who I am.
It's important to bring the gift of you to everyone else.
Exactly.
Your God in, like you say, God within God, God in God. What's the
God
phrase?
with God.
God with God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important. It's like if God said, I want to see every facet of me and all my brilliance, I'm going to make some part of me that looks like this, and some part of me looks like that, and some part of me looks like that. And I want to see them all show up. And then we're all sitting there going, oh, I think I need to do that more, or this more. I think
Exactly.
do you more.
Well,
Turn
in
it
your
up.
way, because God makes no mistakes. It is just learning to love yourself unconditionally and be like, do you know what? I've even been doing this thing recently where part of my journey I feel hasn't been that attractive. Like parts of it isn't really fun or stylish, or like in the 3D sense, it's not glamorous. It's not like people tick it off their bucket list of what they want their lives to be. But I was thinking, but that is who I am. Even those parts of my journey which have been, I cannot be shameful of like what I have chosen to transform, the contract that I chose to take on, because it was me that was like, this is going to be who you are.
You could be glamorous, or you can heal millions of people.
Exactly.
It's fulfilling, it's fulfillment. And I love that, because again, it's talking about fulfillment is the experience of God, living life fully. Can you imagine if we all lived life to our absolute utmost best all the time? I don't think our brain would we need a few years to adjust to it, maybe get used to it. But yeah, mad, amazing. Very
And I
exciting.
think that's why we have to come to a point of understanding that from the etheric realm, Earth is kind of heaven, because in the etheric realm, they have everything instantly. They don't have to do anything. It's kind of gets a little bit like tedious. Whereas down here, the growth that we get, like we all don't like the lessons and the lessons and the triggers, but the divinity of it, like I was saying to Nick, you know, there's a few things which I feel will be slightly more difficult on my path. They could be belief systems, but if suddenly everything was fine, I wouldn't have any content to make. I would have nothing to talk. I wouldn't be on the path with anyone else. I would just be like sitting tight in my house, like twiddling my thumbs. You know, there's the divinity in it.
I think life is like the bungee jump of dimensions. It's like, oh my God, it's high, oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
We do it again. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? You're gonna have times that you're gonna absolutely shit yourself. You have times where it's scary as and then you're gonna have times where it's like, this was amazing. And it's up to with a little bit of a tweak here, a nudge here, a nudge there, a little bit of help from here and there and everywhere. We can have the ride of our lives.
Absolutely. If we have the tools, if we have the know-how, it can be it's your choice. You choose how you ride it, right?
Imagine. I mean, that is what, and the thing I've known for a long time, heaven on earth is your version of heaven. It's not, you know, like the number 52 bus turns up and it's the same, looks the same for everyone, feels the same for everyone. No. And this is why you can feel 5D coming in for yourself, because you'll do the inner work, you'll heal, and all of a sudden life gets a bit better and you're like, this is great.
Absolutely.
And then you'll do a bit more and then you're like, whoa, and then you manifest something amazing and you're like, I want to swear there. And then that happens more and more and more, and then you start joining with other people and you start doing it together and you're like, incredible. And then it's like it gets heady, and then
like the other day, you know, when you were getting those tests in with us and you really pushed yourself to be amazing in those moments. What did you get the day afterwards?
Oh man, yeah, that was nuts. And it was so unexpected as well. It was just a whole day that felt like every traffic light was green. I don't mean that literally, I mean that figuratively, but it was just a brilliant day from start to finish. I felt, you know, when you have these really nice birthday days, you just go, oh, it's just a lovely day. All the day was just so lovely. It was one of them. It was nuts. And then you had it the next day when you had done, you know, you'd done all your sort of real, you know, pushing your work, and you had it the next day.
Yeah, it just shows. That's why, you know, I can go dragon energy, but it's not, it is about humanity, but it is about you. It's like you create the world that you want. If you want it to be amazing, just,
you know, I don't think this is about us being stable and like all the time. Life is for living.
Absolutely.
Some days will be quiet, some days will be, you know, real hermits. Other days we're like, yes,
for sure.
Other days are like, no, I just need to get this done. I need to work, I need to focus, I need to whatever. Why can't we do all of it?
So I think it's really important for everyone to understand that so your ego programming doesn't want you to evolve, and it wants to keep you in your comfort zone. But if you just, like, it's almost, I'm going to use Nikki's words, it's a real good sign. If you don't want to do something, if you're resisting do something, when you do it, you're going to be like, whoa. Like I've been putting something off for a moment, or I had all these reasons not to do it, and it was going to assist on my healing journey. Then I did it, and instantly it's like taking me miles. So, you know, the sign is, if you don't want to do it, you should do it. It's the flip, right?
Do you know what I like about, because I always talk like this, because I'm so used to seeing things in the positive now. I almost, with the areas that trigger me least, I see everything in the positive. With the areas I still have to grow in, I obviously get moments where it doesn't always look positive. But when you see these, my brain, I'm losing my flow today. Keep talking, I'll come back to it.
So I have got a live trigger that I want to transform with You Are Care Passion. The angels haven't given me the answer. Well, I haven't looked for the answer, and I really felt like we were meant to do this together so people know how this works. So I'm going to talk, and if you remember what you were going to say, please interrupt and let me know.
Keep going. I love that you've done this. This is I cannot give you enough respect and admiration and love for you doing this. I don't know what it is, so go on.
Well, it's not for me, it's for everybody to see the divinity of this. So I have been taking some relatively horrible antidepressants for a long time, and I was guided to come off them because can't really go into 5D carrying heavy pharmaceutical medication. The withdrawal process has been really, really difficult. I'm not going to lie, but it's the flip. You know, it's Ascension symptoms. It's all good. I am rolling the waves with everyone. I'm so grateful for where I am. So when I take the drugs away, I have a lot of reactions to foods, chemicals, all that jazz. And so I have to eat a bit of a specific diet. It's basically an anti-inflammatory diet. So just loads and loads of fruit and veg. And I really like chocolate. Like I am definitely an addict. So sometimes on the diet, I can stick to it and I like it's moderation and everything's fine. And I just had my birthday and ate a lot of cake and I kind of like drifted a little bit. And then I start to get not great in terms of I get a lot of brain fog. I just don't function as well. And my 3D ideas of this are I'm enslaved to something, you know, it doesn't feel like freedom because I just want to go out and eat a pizza, and which I can on the diet. I can go out and cheat once in a while. It's not like I eat a pizza and I explode. It's more that it's like, you know, but like the poor me side of it is like, I have to do this forever almost. And it's like, doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like the opposite. And it makes it hard for like going places. It makes it hard for traveling. It makes it hard for, like, I don't want to stop feeling ill. Do you know what I mean? So okay, passion.
Well,
Tell
the
me.
first thing when you started talking, I was saying, well, it's giving content for this. It's been, you know, the first trigger we've been able to sort of work on live,
Yeah.
which is massive. But something flipped through my head, and as you know, when I work, I hear someone talking, and it's all of a sudden like my little antenna goes up, and I can hear something coming in or feel something coming in. And I definitely got there is growth in the journey. So I want to for a moment give you an example of these Buddhist monks that sit on the top of the Himalayan mountains wrapped in wet shawls. They do that, and the first note you're like, why would you do that? But their spiritual discipline is so off the charts that they will mimic. I love Mum sending me this because I know what's coming. They will use things that look completely harsh and bonkers to us to further their spiritual growth. And I feel like this is what this is for you. And I feel like this is something that you will need to turn around and go, I can resist it and it can persist, or I can embrace it and use it for my own good. And your own good is other people's good, because you're so caring and you're so bonkers caring about other people and humanity and doing this ascension for you. If I feel like if you were there and God was like, you can help other people, but it's going to cost you a bit. But as soon as you realize that, you can stop that pain and still help other people, or we can find you something else to do, and it won't maybe be as you won't join the Hall of Fame, as it were. You know what I'm trying to say? You won't join the creme de la creme. You'll just be doing the spiritual stuff, and it'll be great, and you'll get your goodies. And you, being the eager beaver that I know you are,
I love taking on the difficult ones.
Of the class, going, maybe I'll do that one. I'll take that one on for humanity too, and I'll do that. No, maybe I'll have this one. I've got some experience with this. I know I'll be good at this one. You take on all of them, Jen. For goodness sake.
I know.
And I feel like
hard work.
I feel like for you, you've definitely signed up for the top of the top of the top of the top. And this is the test. This is the whole, because I know of people, not personally, but I know of people who've broken a leg and healed it within half an hour. I know of 6-year-olds.
The belief system. Maybe it's the belief system that I feel, I don't know,
disempowered.
Yeah.
Again, this is the last push of this victim programming.
You can heal. That's basically what I've just said. I don't believe I can heal. I've just said I'm going to have to do this forever, and that is not true belief in full healing.
And it's also bad manifestation, if that makes sense. You're
manifesting. No, absolutely.
And it's like this illness, this invisible illness, is making you be a better spiritual person. So, for example, I have to put in a story. I had my share of riding Bo today. We've got a jumping lesson on Tuesday, first one for years. And Bo's blessing a little bit like in the arena. He's like, what am I doing this for? So she was riding him, and he's like, and you end up starting to do more work than he does, and it's all a bit shove push, and he's like, and he's a bit thick skinned. He's a tough boy like that. Yeah. He'll be like, yeah, you carry on. I'm not going to do that. And I said, you have to ride him the way you want to ride. And I said, you've got to be Lady Muck. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, well, Lady Muck would sit there with their head in the air. You need to have your head in the air, because otherwise, if you look down, all the balance goes forward.
Yeah.
That gets you in the right position, and you have to do zero work. You have to go and counter.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not doing a thing. And I said, imagine you have no sensation in your legs. Don't be like, kick, push, shove, kick, push, because you're going to just sweat. It's like, no. And with him, and I got off, she got off him and I got on him, and I went, look, sit, and then, and she's like, how'd you do that? I was like, because my canter transitions used to be diabolical. I would literally have people laughing at me, right? Until I went, who do I want them to be? Not what am I doing? How do I, I went, what do I want? And I said, I want to sit there like Lady Mark and do nothing. And I did it, and he responded. I was like, what? And he was like, now you're not pushing and shoving me. I can actually do something. Thank you very much. And all of a sudden, when I bought this horse years ago, I remember this lady rode him in the arena when the owner was on holiday, and she rode him with 2 schooling whips, one on each side, and spurs. And she came out of that arena and went, this horse is such hard work. He's so lazy. I don't ride him with anything. Like, literally, I can sit there without a saddle and bridle on and get canter, and then get him to stop without touching him. It's just the training system I've done, because you work towards that goal. You set that as your goal and you work towards it. And I feel like this is just the same thing for you. You're going to be like, I'll beat this. And I will thank the day, you'll thank the day you've had it, because it's made you ascend higher than you ever could have done without it. And that's your
You're right. And also, I think it's so grand talk. And I'm so grateful for this, that we can talk this through. And I definitely feel it's like I'm almost gonna keep on attracting it until I get rid of the belief system. If I keep on, like, I don't know, I think one other thing I wanted to say was definitely trust, because sometimes things are what they are. You go, okay, I trust God, I understand the divinity of where I'm at for the content, for so yeah, just trust and just know that it's not my heaven, so why would it be in my heaven on earth? It's part of the process.
It won't be. So have you set your intent to find an amazing new thing that you've not heard of before that's actually going to work?
No.
Do that. Hey, listen, girl, you're in the business of making miracles happen. Make a miracle happen.
Yeah, no,
and
this
you know
is
what?
great.
Ultimately, for you, I believe, and of people who their past experience has not supported this idea of, oh, you just ask for a miracle and it turns up, about this thing. But trust God. I mean, you and mum are so close anyway. If you literally was just like, mum, and just connected and just trusted and said, show me the benefit, just get the gift in every day, get the gift. Because like I said, it's not over yet. And this is actually a really big key concept in itself. It's not over yet. You have no idea of the gifts that are waiting through this door.
It's 144.
It could become the reason you travel the world, meet people. I mean, it could be the reason you have your heaven on earth, because you learn how to get rid of it. You see what I mean?
No, absolutely. It could. You're right. It could.
The flip of your hell.
You travel somewhere, and then you have to, and then it could be part of the. It could be getting you to heaven, right? It could be part of the.
Guess what? We're already talking about it. We're already in that 5D excitement place about it. You're already putting out this high frequency about it. So what do you think's going to come back about it?
A miracle. Amazing. I'm so grateful we did this.
Yay!
Yeah, I think it's also it was all those those narratives that come in that are like, they feel like on a load. They don't feel like, get the gift. Why is this happening? It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to, oh, it's happened again. Why is this happening? It's gonna be like this. You can like tell the difference in the vibration of the way that you're like handling it. Do you know what I mean? You can feel whether it's here or it's here. It's like, I'm excited. This is amazing. This is going to get me where I want to be. I wonder if that should be a new gift. When we have a trigger, we should be like, this is going to get me where I want to go. This isn't a block. This is a push through.
Absolutely. I want to say it's a glass ceiling. I know that might be a really bad use of the term glass ceiling, but there's a ceiling and you need to just push above it. And when you do, the view gets better, the pay gets better, the position gets better, it all gets better, if that makes sense, because you have to push. It's like what you put out, you get back. There's so many ways it can be said and explained, but the thing is to catch yourself and integrate it into your daily life.
Absolutely.
And you've got so good at this now.
Oh,
but this is pretty much the last thing that's a real thorn in the side. So if it's your biggest hell, it could become your biggest heaven.
Absolutely.
In fact, that's a really good exercise for people to do. Take your biggest pain in the ass right now, whatever that is, and flip it and go, what would become my biggest, how could this become my biggest miracle?
Yeah.
And this will stretch your brain. The brain has to imagine. It's your imagination center. It connects your heart. It's like, what I love. What could be better than that? And is there an even better thing than that? See how far you can go. And all of a sudden you're like, I thought about this before. This is amazing. And
so
then
gonna be sorry, go on.
No, just dwell on that and see what happens.
So we've started a new group, and we will do a video about it, and it is called the Galactic Light Center Light Workers Circle. And to be part of this, you have to have a breakthrough session with our Care Passion, which is exactly what she is saying. You find your biggest, or maybe you don't even know. She was telling me earlier that some people don't even know there's so much going on.
Yeah, it's
and
really
you know, it doesn't take long, and it turns it around. This group is for conscious beings who want to improve their lives. They want to raise their vibration, not only for themselves but for all of humanity. And last thing that I think is really important to say about my trigger, or whatever I brought to transform, is that I know how powerful God is. I have seen things that I would never ever, or my ego always put all these expectations about why these things would never work, or what it was going to be like, and how it wouldn't be possible. I know that God is in charge and can shift anything in a second. And so are we, because we are co-creators. It's not just her, it's us too. So this isn't happening as a punishment or a roadblock. This is part of my journey. There is divinity in it. Go on.
Through. You know, that you are God with God. What I'm seeing, this is cool. I've never seen this before. I am literally seeing you peeling off your mask. Imagine it's like you stepping out of a robe and you've got this amazing bikini on underneath, but you're stepping out of Jen and there's God underneath.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
You bring God into your life when you say, what miracle can happen here? What's the best that can happen here? If you just said to the universe, what is the best possible outcome that can happen here? Show me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're bringing God into your life. It's the highest frequency. It's the 5D. But you're bringing the mirror of the God in you out. Do you know what I mean? This is like, this is creation within, which leads to creation on the outside. And this is co-creation, because you sharing, and it's so much fun. It's so enjoyable. It's like being a kid in a sweet shop and going, go for your life. Like, what do you want? Whatever you want. And you go, can I have that? Yeah, go for it. We just walk over and get it.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
So passionate this evening. It's amazing. So it's so important learning these tools, because me and Nick, we will help each other. Often when you're deep in it, she can't hear or I can't hear, and you know, the other person will channel for you. They will channel through, you know, it's the flip. What's the gift? What, you know, anything is possible, trust. And often what there becomes like a block when you're triggered, and you almost can't see the wood through the trees, or whatever the saying is. And you know, anybody who learns how to transform their own triggers, you could do this for anyone. Like I know Nick doesn't. You can do it for people who are like, I don't want to use the same, but deep asleep, you know, like they're kind of like spinning out, and you could just say something nice like, oh my God, I think it's the opposite. And then it is, you know, it's just it's fun. It's kindness. It's loving one another.
Do the what if game. Go, what if, la, 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 la. Oh, what if this and what if, and it kind of is a bit of a sneaky back door behind the ego. It's like that seeds in there, and the ego's like, what do you mean, what if? What? Oh,
so good.
It's a good one. What if's a good one.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like it. I don't know if I've got anything more to talk about. Let me check my list. That
No,
was what I
any
feel
questions?
it's just under an hour, which is good because I know you're feeling it. I'm just gonna say, yeah, March is gonna be amazing. Go on.
I've got one thing to say. Going back to this, what does unconditional love look like for you? For any of you who are in with somebody who you can have a chat like this with somebody, a really close friend, a partner, a parent, an older child, whatever. If you can say, what does unconditional love look like to you? What is it like? Oh, has Jen gone? I'm on my own. I'll keep talking. What does it look like for you? So somebody might say, oh, when somebody gives me a break for 10 minutes, you know, I've got a hectic lifestyle, and they can just go on, you can just put your feet up and have a cup of tea for 10 minutes. That's amazing. So finding your love language, some people might say it like that. Some people might say, how does somebody know, how do you know someone loves you? What do they do or say or not do? And you go, oh, and you know they care. So it's along those lines. So, oh, poor Jen's gone. Well, okay, I can't see the chat, I'm afraid, so I'm really sorry. We hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you for coming here again. Thank you for listening. We hope you've got something out of it. If you do want to have a breakthrough session, you know where we are. Galactic Light Centre on Telegram, 5DJourney on Telegram, 5DJourney.org. And yeah, love you lots. I'll see you soon.